If you can beat the extreme AI, you're firmly an intermediate player, and you'll do great if you queue into multiplayer matches with other people. Now, I have here just a 4v4 against the different kinds of M28 AI, and I'm planning to just walk you through what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and go through everything you need to know to actually win in a scenario like this. Now, before we even push the play button to start building anything, you're going to want to have a general game plan or general idea of what you're going to do throughout the game, especially in these bigger 4v4 matches. And for my spot right here, I am in the very front spot, which means I'm probably going to want to just do land spam throughout the game, and then later on in the game, we'll see how it evolves, but I'm almost certainly going to be building experimentals and just trying to break the opponent's defenses with experimental spam. If you're in the back spot like this is, that's the air spot. You're going to want to build air exclusively. Don't even build any land factories except for the very first land factory, which will just be producing engineers the entire game on repeat. Other than that, just exclusively build air. No land experimentals either, just air. You can kill everything with gunships just fine without any land experimentals. And if you're on the sides like this, it kind of depends on the map. If there was more water, these guys would be navy, but since the water is pretty limited on this map, these guys are probably going to go into land spam as well, and potentially these guys might build some artillery for some indirect fire late game as well. So with all that in mind, I'll just briefly give you guys my first moves. I'll probably build a land factory, build these two mexes, and then have my commander assist the hydrocarbon in a hydrocarbon rush. And then you always want to build 3 factories with your commander, especially on big maps like this, before sending him to the front lines. So I'll probably build an air factory next, and then maybe another land factory, or some order of that. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get it started. So I'll put the land factory between the 2 mass extractors like that, build those, and then have him come to position to help the hydrocarbon. And I'm going to build 6 engineers. Again, I'll go over everything. The first 10 minutes or so are from my build orders video, which I'm going to be following pretty closely. So if I'm going too fast here, go watch that video and then come back to this one. But basically, the first 2 engineers, we're going to want to expand around the map and get a bunch of mass extractors. The next 2 engineers will be going to get the reclaim, which I can see using the control and shift button. The 5th one will build energy, and then the 6th one will help build the power grid. And in between those, it's probably good to throw in a couple little harassment parties and a couple more engineers. And then after this factory will basically be just making engineers the whole game. So let's build that, and then our commander can assist like so. After that, I'll probably build maybe a couple more. This is with my commander. Couple more power generators like that. Maybe a couple more, and then build a land factory. And that should be good with this guy. Second engineer. Our build order is a little bit different because we have the hydrocarbon rush, but similar concepts. This guy's done. Let's go maybe over this way. Get some of these mass extractors. Don't want to get too close to our allies. We don't want to take their mass or anything. Idle engineer. It looks like I have 2 idle engineers already, so I'm behind the game. Let's just send one off to reclaim this way, one off to reclaim in this direction. And I was doing that just holding the Alt button, by the way. This guy is going to scale our power a little bit, so we'll probably reclaim this a little bit later in the game, but for now, doing something like this is fine. And then I usually like to place down a couple energy storages as well. Something like that should be fine. And now with this guy, oh, I missed this mass extractor right there. Let's get that one. And this guy will start spamming up our land factories, something like that. I don't know if we'll actually get to build all these, but if we do, hey, great. And now we have an air factory. I'm going to build an interceptor first and then a scout. And the scout will fly to catch to the interceptor. And if I really wanted to, honestly, I could build a bomber first. Something like this. And then we can try to pick off some engineers. So let's try that and see how it works. With this guy, what do we want to do this guy? See if we can be sneaky and grab these. And then we should build a radar in the front line. And we already have a couple units just sitting by, so we'll send our little scouting harassment party over there. Here's our second scouting harassment party. Maybe we could go to one of these, I don't know, plateaus over here. And now we're just going to have engineers that are kind of just existing, I guess. For the rest of the game, this would just be producing engineers. And our commander's done. Let's send him to the front lines. Looks like we have an idle factory. So with this guy, let's go and build some, I guess just tanks on repeat, honestly. This is our original factory, which I said I wanted engineers the whole game. Let's try that. Looks like our bomber is completed. Bomber, if you could kill this guy, that'd be great. And I'm going to throw in a scout with the tanks here, just to make sure that the tanks can see, because if you remember, the tanks can shoot farther than they can see. So, Bomber, if you would politely do something, that would be fantastic. And Bomber Micro needs some work, as you can tell. But yeah, this one, I'm just going to have assist this factory. Maybe this third one, we can throw in some support units. Something like this, just on repeat. And let's see how that works. Bomber, can you please just kill even one? If you could kill even just one, that would be great. Oh. Did he kill him? Well, that was not the most value bomber. Would have worked out well if my bomber micro was a little bit better, but let's see if we can scout the bases with these guys. So we have another idle factory. Let's do 2 interceptors and a scout on repeat. Looks like we have 5 idle engineers. We're already about to overflow in mass, so I'm just going to start upgrading these mass extractors. And just to spend some mass, I'll have a couple of these guys assist. And the other guys just are going to go off on a reclaim mission. My commander's getting bombed right now, but that should be fine because we have some interceptors being made. So interceptors, let's go patrol like over here, something like this. Oh, a transport. Did you guys see that transport? A couple more engineers. I don't know, just go build something. Oh man, that's brutal. Did you guys see this transport right here? That's bad news. Oh, if we can shoot that down, that'd be fantastic. Where is he going with that guy? He's flying directly into our base. I don't know, dude. But, okay. We have a lot of resources right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a gun upgrade on my comm. And let's just probe. Let's just probe and see what happens, really. With these guys down here. I think my commander's pretty safe right now. And a couple more idle engineers. What do we want to do with these guys? We should probably build... We have a radar. I think I told some guy to build a radar, but I don't see one. So let's go build one up here. And... oh, we're almost stalling on power. Let's pause that for a second. Idle factory. Let's assist the one that's producing tanks. So I'm going to select all these factories and tell them to produce out here. And I'm going to try to press the advantage right now, too. With the scout... see if we can get something on the radar with our scouts. So let's see. Unpause that because we're overflowing on mass. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're doing pretty well. There's a little base right here. Can resume the gun upgrade. These guys might die, but if we get, maybe we could squeeze back here and destroy some mass generators. That would be fantastic. Select my air. Air, can you go scout over that way? And engineers, I don't know what to do with you guys. Just go build some more. Just go on some reclaim missions. Hey, we finished our gun upgrade. That's great. Commander, let's push up and try to build this, I guess. I mean, why not? Maybe these guys can go try to destroy this little trio right there. So let's just pause really quick and take inventory of kind of what's happening. So the first thing I see is that I'm actually way behind on mass income, which is interesting. I think I just have less of the map than my other team. I don't think anyone, they're starting to go to T2 mass extractors, but I think they just have more mass extractors around the map. So I'm actually behind right now. And another thing I'm noticing is that I'm really not getting any pushback right here, which is good. But also, I don't think I'm going to win the game with T1 spam. There's just too many commanders. It's just really hard. You're not going to win 4v4 with T1 spam. So at this point, since I'm not really under pressure, I'm actually going to tech up to tech 2. And whenever you tech up in this game, it's a really good idea to focus on hard tech switches. So when I get tech 2, I'm actually going to stop production of all the other tech 1 units because the tech advantage is so significant in this game. Any lower tech level than what is the highest on the field is just cannon fodder. You really don't need to make it. It's a waste of mass. It's much better to just put everything into higher tech than once there is higher tech on the field. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and push play again, and I'm actually going to cancel my queue there, which will stop all the factories producing. So until that one finishes, I am going to produce a couple units just like this and make sure that they're actually doing stuff. And my air's kind of scouting over here. Let us drag our land army over here because they're just going to die right now. And these are all interceptors. I really don't want to just get the interceptors wasted. So I'll bring them back to somewhere over here. I don't think the enemy really has that much air, so we can just kind of park them somewhere close. A lot of engineers, a lot of reclaim over here, a lot of reclaim in the center. There's still a lot of rocks over here, so let's send them in this direction. And another idle engineer. Let's just go help the upgrades. We got to get some more mass on the field. I'll probably start a couple of these upgrading because I have the mass to do it. Another idle factory, which I don't really need anything, so I'm just gonna put a unit and just to get it off my feed. This commander is very isolated right now. It's a dangerous spot for the commander. So guys, can we build a little radar up front so that we have some vision for our commander, and then our other units should come in to support him. And our commander's doing pretty well right now. He has a gun upgrade, right? So he's not just a sitting duck. And again, more idle engineers. Let's go tell him to assist the commander, and that'll heal him. And if we decide to go into tech 2, that'll help him upgrade faster. He should be just fine to kill all those guys right there. And let's just be sneaky and grab a little mass extractor just to be dirty. And we're gonna take this position no problem. We can push forward with our commander too. And with the Aeon tanks, I'm gonna try to hang back a little bit, just to make sure that they don't, they can use their range to the advantage, because Aeon tanks are really good at range. And now I'm going to push in, try to take these mass extractors, again some more idle engineers. Let's go reclaim just down here somewhere. Ooh, our Tech 2 factory finished. So I'm just going to make 2 Tech 2 engineers. That's really all you need. And our commanders here, dude, there's so much reclaim. Okay, all those guys just got annihilated because there's a commander right there because I didn't scout. So that is on me, and I'm actually overflowing mass right now. So one thing you do when you overflow mass is you just make more engineers of the higher tech level, and then they have higher build power, but it also takes more resources because of the higher build power. So my commander's just chilling out of range of radar right now, and I really don't like that, because all my guys are just getting picked off. My whole T1 army just got picked off, actually. So I'm going to upgrade this to a T2 land factory and build, I don't know, maybe 10 of these guys and see what happens there. Commander, we just don't want him to die right now. He's pretty alone. Second guy, let's go help this. And now this is empty too, so let's build, I don't know, maybe a couple heavy tanks out of that other factory. So right now we have this T2 factory upgrading, and then this T2 factory producing some tanks. Again, I really don't want my commander to die, but now at least the enemies are within the radar range, so my guy can shoot him. And hey, there's a Tech 2 unit right here, so we're right on par with Tech 2. And our Tech 1 units at this point are basically going to be cannon fodder, but let's see if we can do something good with them. We'll try to kill the mass extractors. And my engineer's taking shots, so something to watch, but I don't think we're in extreme danger right now. It's definitely not safe, I wouldn't say. But it looks like these 2 guys finished. Let's build maybe just one more T2 power generator, and then I'm going to build some tactical missile defense. Is a good thing to do when you're up to Tech 2. And I really don't want these guys just dying. So we can still fight with our ACU. but that is a Tech 2 unit right there, which is a little bit scary, so hopefully our Tech 2 units will be coming soon. There's our first one, I think, so they'll be joining the front line soon, hopefully. So I'm going to pull my commander back until we get some Tech 2 on the field, and any engineers that are idle, I'm just going to go tell them to assist the commander, and that should heal him back up. And I might go for Tech 2 upgrade as well, start upgrading these master tractors. And at this point, a couple of these guys I'm actually going to want to ring. So now that they're all Tech 2, if you just push the assist button, it'll automatically put the rings around them. So we're keeping our eco upgrading nicely. Tech 2 units on the field. I think it's time to go for Tech 2 on this guy. We could alternatively go for a combat comm, but I don't think that's going to win us the game, and we're going to want the higher tech suites later on in the game anyway, so it just makes sense to do the tech upgrade right now. And once my commander upgrades, he'll get a little bit more health, and we could potentially push again, as long as it's just important to not lose your commander stupidly, because that happens a lot. And we're about to lose mass, so if we need to pause one of these Tech 2 factories, we can, and that should be just fine. Another idle one. We can have him starting to tech up, but he's paused right now, so it's not going to do anything. These guys, let's honestly just start teching them up, but pause them. And honestly, I really don't think we're going to need the Tech 1 factories now that we're on Tech 2. Now that Tech 2's on the field, so I'm just going to reclaim 4 of them, and that should help our eco a little bit. And any more engineers I'm going to tell to assist. And notice I'm playing very zoomed out right now. And you really, unless you have idle engineers in your base, you really should not be zoomed in on your base ever, essentially. You just want to be zoomed out, seeing what's going on at all times. And this guy's on Tech 3 air back here, so we are Tech 1 air. We don't need that anymore. I'm honestly just going to tech this up to at least Tech 2. Which honestly, I mean, we're not air, so we probably don't even need the air factory. It's kind of fun to just have a little bit, but it's not really needed. And one thing I like to do on games is I'll make a factory in the middle that produces engineers, and I'm going to have them just on a couple attack moves with the engineers, just to get mass on the front lines at all times. So let's actually, there's a lot of mass over here. Maybe we go this way, and then go this way, and this will just make engineers on repeat that will just get mass for us for free, essentially. Oh, I saw the damage icon. I was worried for a second, but no, that's fine. After these guys look done, let us go ring these couple, and I think it's time for Tech 3. We don't need Tech 2 anymore. Tech 2 is not going to win us the game. If the win condition isn't with whatever you're on right now, just stop producing things, right? You really don't need to. Honestly, my commander's getting to the point with Tech 3 on the field. We're starting to go up to Tech 3. That's a little bit of a danger point for your commander, so I'm just going to take him back. And these guys might be able to take out these. They should be able to take these out. That'll be a nice little snag there for us. This Tech 2 unit should be fine. Or not. Oh, one just died. Oh, man. Hopefully, I think we have some artillery in here. Yeah. Let's take those guys out. Let's see. We have a bunch of units still. What do we even want to do with these guys? Do we have... This guy isn't even upgraded. Those are the last two that need to upgrade, so we can just leave those upgrading at the same time, even though that's not ideal. And... I mean... This is kind of our land player, but he has 2 cannons right there, Tech 2 point defense, so I don't know, these guys are going to die, but it's not the end of the world. As long as our engineers can scoop up some mass, it's not the end of the world. So now we have a choice. We have a bunch of idle engineers. We can tell them to assist factories, or we can tell them to assist mass extractors. I can tell a couple of them to assist a mass extractor. And see what happens, since we have the mass for it. And I'll probably tell the other ones to assist our Tech 3 land factory and get us a couple engineers. So at this time, I'm going to pause and just look at the map on a macro perspective because there's a lot going on this map, and it's really important to do this basically at all times, but especially while you're just learning, it's okay to pause. If you're playing against the AI, pause. If you're getting overwhelmed, pause, take a deep breath, figure out what you're going to do, and that'll make it a lot easier to actually do it. So on our end, this guy's doing really well. He's on Tech 3 Air. He has a fusion generator already, a couple of Tech 3 air factories, so he's starting the air grid, which is great. I think I saw a gunship flying around. He has a couple gunships, which is interesting, and this is why we're bringing our commander back at this point of the game, because if our guy has Tech 3 gunships, we can assume that the other air player also might be able to make Tech 3 gunships. There's a Tech 2 one right here, and if we got like 5 Tech 3 gunships on our commander when he was just sitting in the middle, he'd be dead. So once you start seeing Tech 3 on the field, definitely time to bring him back. Tech 1, commander has to be on the front lines, otherwise you'll lose. Tech 2, kind of questionable, just be careful, make sure he doesn't die stupid. Once you start seeing Tech 3 on the field, you got to pull your commander back, and then he'll be used as an engineer, and we will upgrade this guy to Tech 3 once he's back in the base, and also get the resource allocation systems after we have maybe 1 or 2 Tech 3 power gens. And I don't know why our eco differential is so extreme on this. I think I just don't have that much map control, because I mean we're doing about the same for our mass extractors. Actually no, this guy is Tech 2 mass, Tech 2 mass. Yeah, I mean my allies are all basically the same spot I'm at, which is Tech 2 mass extractors and ringed, and we're starting our Tech 3 mass extractor. So if I was the air player, I'd want to scout back here to see how we're doing, but it looks like there's a bunch of fighter bombers too, which is pretty scary. They like 10 fighter bombers can easily kill a commander, so it's definitely, again, just another good reason why we pulled our guy back. And the game plan after this, we're going to want to think about win conditions. And win conditions in late game eco management is actually a topic big enough for its whole video, and I think that the early game, the first 15-20 minutes or so, is so different from the late game that I actually want to split this into 2 parts, because otherwise this video is going to be over an hour long. No one's going to click it. It's going to be too much to digest in one. So I'm actually going to split the video into 2 parts here. And this was the early game. We got through, we pushed up a little bit, but honestly it was more about getting to Tech 3 as fast as possible, and we're almost there. We're doing pretty well. And the next video, we're going to talk about win conditions, what we can actually do to seal the deal, and you guys can see how we manage the eco in the late game with all of this stuff going on. So join me in the second part of this one. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you do have any questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the second part very shortly.